In this video, we'll be discussing about the SRP dependent pathway of transporting proteins to the thylakoid lumen. The protein from cytosol has to be transported into the thylakoid lumen. But to reach the final destination, the protein has to pass few membranes, like it has first outer membrane to pass, then it has to pass through inner membrane, and then finally to get into the lumen of thylakoid, it has to get through the thylakoid membrane. Let's see all these events in detail. If we see the structure of outer membrane, it has got TOC complex, TOC complex. And in the same way, the inner membrane has got TIC complex, TIC complex in it. Then onto the thylakoid membrane, it has got chloroplast SRP receptor and SECY, sac-Y translocon shown in the diagram. Now let's say a plastocyanin precursor protein is to be transported into the thylakoid lumen. First of all, we see the plastocyanin protein has two sequences attached. One is the stromal-import sequence, and then on the middle it has got thylakoid targeting sequence. The stromal-import sequence will target the proteins into the stroma, and the thylakoid targeting sequence will import the protein into the thylakoid lumen. So to begin the transport, the stromal-import sequence on the protein mediates the transport of plastocyanin precursor into the stroma through TIC and TOC complex of inner and outer membrane respectively, as shown in the animation. Within the stroma, the stromal-import sequence is cleaved, as shown in the diagram, and now the thylakoid targeting sequence is exposed. But to mediate the transport, the chloroplast SRP in the stroma binds to the SRP receptor on thylakoid membrane, as shown in the animation, and draws the protein through the sac-Y translocon, and by this way the plastocyanin precursor protein is transported into the thylakoid lumen. From here all the targeting sequences are cleaved and we get the mature plastocyanin protein. So this is how the proteins are transported into the thylakoid lumen by the SRP dependent pathway. And in the next video, we'll be discussing about the pH dependent pathway of transporting proteins into the thylakoid lumen. I hope you like the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Do consider supporting my work on Patreon and also make sure to subscribe this channel. Thanks.